I want to relate to you something that is a bit personal, but I think it's important to examine. When I was young, my adopted father was an alcoholic, and every morning I would see him with his cup, where the rest of us drank our milk or had a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. He had his cup of wine, and by 10 o'clock in the morning, he was already inebriated. The reason I bring this up is if we want to challenge life better, we have choices we need to make. Now, many times that individual would tell me I can stop anytime I want. Well, once when I was about 17 years old, I had enough. I was so tired of this kind of life. And I looked at him, probably in disrespect, and said, yes, you can. And you always do. It's not that you can stop any time. It's that you always start up again. So what we have to do in our lives, I think, is in those kind of situations, we need to be reserved, and we need to, we may not want to go to war over something like that. If we back off, it's a skirmish where we may be able to win the war in the end over that kind of situation by being reserved and backing off. But people are flawed, and we have to have forgiveness in our hearts. We have to have the ability to get past it. And I tend to think that of all the challenges that I faced as a young person in that kind of environment, in some cases horrendous family violence, that I was able to bring together in my mind exactly the kind of person I really wanted to be in the future. On Thursday evenings, here in my laboratory, we have some gentlemen that come in. It's a religious Bible study group, and we get together and we talk. And one day, a couple of years ago, it was Father's Day coming up, and everybody around the table shared this idea about how they learned so much from their father. And it came to me, and I just smiled and I said, yes, my father was an excellent role model. And I said, I don't want to be cynical, but if I was able to do everything opposite of what he did in life, my life has been pretty good. And everybody goes, what? And I explained to them some of the problems that had occurred. And I said, my idea comes pretty much down to the idea of if you're given lemons, make lemonade. I would say don't use artificial sweetener. But the idea is we can begin to fill out our internal core with whatever input we're given, and it's up to us to become who we are. And I could have wrung my hands. I could have become the alcoholic that I observed for 17 years in the home, or I could adapt. And all I do about this situation, all I think about is that I pray that other people who are subjected to that kind of environment can muster courage to realize that that is a life lesson. Not a good one, but it's a life lesson. And you're not destined to be whatever that situation imposes upon you. So, yes, this is a bit personal, it's a bit sensitive, but I think we have something much more grand in our being than just the things that are imposed upon us. I think that there's much more to a human being than just the things that you live initially as a young person. So I'll leave you with this. Have courage, be kind, be forgiving, and always look for the best in others, and you will find it. So until next time. This is Jerry. Challenge life better. Be well.